going live, doing some crazy shit. Who they worrisome? Okay, I got it.
Hey,
Hey, hey.
Hey,
Hey y'all.
well, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Raenesha, you want to start? You want to recap us or all of us introduce ourselves?
Oh, okay. Welcome everyone back to Put It All on the Table, where queens get together and talk about it. I am a co-host, the social advocate Raenesha.
oh
I,
me. Oh, go ahead, Jackie.
I'm another of your co hosts, Jackie, the wellness advocate.
Okay. And I'm Roberta, another co-host, the Tool Lady.
Okay, and I'm just Jay with the ish.
All right. Well, so we just say welcome, 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 welcome. We excited. It's gonna be an amazing podcast tonight. We got a lot to talk about, and Renisha is gonna go ahead and recap about all the things we've been talking about. I think this is is this our last week for this month, y'all?
No, we have one more week.
No, we got
One
one
more
more.
One
week?
more.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So last week we talked a bit about mental health, of course, but also mental health as it is Minority Mental Health Month. So we talked a bit about what it looks like to be a minority. Um, kind of connected it to a few weeks ago when Roberta talked about, she brought to us generational curses and breaking those and different traumas, and just how, being a minority um, looks a little bit different than other people when it comes to mental health. So this week, Roberta is taking the table. So tell us what we got this week, Roberta.
Well, actually, Roberta, I got about three, four different things going on.
Okay, hey.
Uh, And the first thing was it is mental health month, and I remember that Renisha was talking about the challenges we have in our communities and getting help and getting treatment. We also threw out some leads, in certain neighborhoods and some things that you can look for, like 211 on your phone if you're needing help with mental health. Now, the other thing that I thought about or wanted to talk about tonight is basically welcome to YouTube. For one, we're family now, so because we've been here every night for about going almost 2 months now. So we just want to say we appreciate everybody that is listening to us and that is giving us feedback. We really appreciate you. So now the other thing that that stuck in my head, to be honest with you, and this is gonna surprise these other ladies because I hadn't talked about it, but we're talking about our community, right? And we're talking about our culture and some of the boundaries. And twice I've been hit with this song that's out. I don't know if I can sing it on our podcast. I don't know if I can say
Go
all.
ahead, sing it, girl. Go on.
Oh, it's bad, y'all.
Go ahead, let me hear it.
It's bad, y'all.
Go ahead, throw it
Let's
out.
do it.
It's I don't know who's singing, and I don't get mad about nobody making no money, but I'm just saying, when you listen to it, it say a lot for us as a community, and people are singing it. I've seen reels with their kids singing it, baby. But let me go ahead and hit you with it. Y'all finna get surprised. But I want to hear about these lyrics that we listening to in our community. This new one. Like I said, I don't know who's singing. I ain't even looked it up. But it's my coochie pink and my is brown, or did I get it backwards? Y'all help me out.
That's
Now,
right.
Girl, I don't
now,
even
now
know what
let me
song
go
you
ahead.
talking about.
You know, now I'm just saying, now if this is what we hip hopping and listening to, what
Say
we
what now? I know, right?
where we going with it?
Mhm.
You know, where are we going with it? And I'm talking about mentally. Where are we going? You know, with what we putting into our minds and what we putting into our brains. Where are we into our thought, our subconscious thoughts? Where are we going with this? We already talked about the barriers. We already have barriers. We've been having, as Raenesha said, this stuff's been going on hundreds and hundreds of years of barriers. But here we are, and the best we can do is, like I said, and I've had two. I was like, wait a minute, what? And then I looked at some of the reels, and I see people with their kids singing it. So now, uh, yesterday was Love Day. Now, let me just say what's in my head because it's a lot. It's a lot. But where's our identity at, y'all? Where's our identity? If this is all we can give and bring to the table, and all four of us are women here tonight. And then we always say, well, we want a good man, we want a man do this and this and this. But if that's how we approaching this deal, and even with our children, where we going with it? So just really got my mind thinking like these, like I said, our lyrics, you know, feed into some of our mental health, you know, and some of the way we think and the way we respond to things. And so, like I said, I hadn't talked to my co-hosts at all, but that is the truth. That is something that I've been thinking about. Like, wow, if this is where we doing, you know, I don't know where we go with it. And then, you know, what mentally does it do to us? What is the mental picture that we're posting? You know, it's one thing for us to, you know, be playing around, but another thing if that's our what is that song? Like our if it's our motto, you know, if that's what that's just how we want to be. And then I even ask this: is that really what we want to be? You know, is that really what we want? Uh, I don't know. I think you know, our songs, our music, a lot of things that are in our community are sending us some subliminal messages, and they're making us subjective as subhuman, which is not human. I know that's deep, but and like I said, so now I'm just putting it out there, and I'm gonna give you ladies a chance to tell me what you think, and being unsubjective. You know, if you feel like it's a go, if you feel like it ain't, if you feel like hey, this birthday ain't we popping it, that's cool with me. But I just want to know where you think we're going with this, especially facing our mental health.
I don't want to go first. I don't want to go first.
Jackie, you want to take it over?
Um, I think, well, the first thing that pops that I think about is, what our kids, what the kids are being exposed to, right? What they're hearing, what, especially, like you said, there's reels with parents with their kids coming out in them. Like, I know for me, when I'm listening to music, I make sure that it's like the G-rated versions. I'm making sure that the kids aren't listening to it. Of course, if you're at parties and stuff like that, you can't really control that. But it someone says it's the new norm, and it really is. It really is. Like, the music nowadays, like, I don't even listen to the radio, to be honest. Like, I don't know what's new out there. or anything, I always look up my stuff by artist. I don't really listen to the radio anymore because I just don't understand what this new music that's being created. It's being called music, and I'm like, I don't. It's not music. It's not the music that I grew up with. I'm like, no, no, thank you. Um, but really, you have to watch what you're exposing your kids to, what they're listening to, because then parents want to act surprised and say, well, why are they saying, where'd you hear that at? Why are you talking like that? And it's because they're listening to what you're listening to. So you have to be very careful of what you are listening to around your kids, because they're taking that in, they're going to be repeating it, and then they're going to start asking questions. Well, what is that? What does that mean? And if they're too small to have those conversations with, then you got to be sure you're watching what you're listening to around them.
Now, someone said we're outnumbered in this opinion, uh, and I beg to differ because you know what? It's only urban radio that you hear. It's only our community that they play it. You don't hear it say as on the country western. You don't hear it on that what is that other station that displays like the moderate music? You don't hear it on none of those other stations. But if you put it on our urban station, it's a lot of commercials, one, and then a lot of crazy music. Either, like I said, now it's just all the way. That's not even prostitution at this point. It's just straight up. This is what it is. This is what it is. And so then the other part is that after that we get bombarded with the drugs, the songs that perpetuate. Okay, I'm gonna get high. I'm gonna turn this into whatever. I'm gonna pop a Molly. I'm gonna do this and this. So it's the same thing that we're letting filter here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're making it normal now. And it's really feeding into our mental health. When we pass somebody, especially a young man that is appeared to be groomed greatly on the corner talking to the post, guess what he done did? He done popped a Molly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He done did what he did sit around and listen to. And then he done covered it, took it out the way his brain, his chemistry can't handle it. Maybe some other people can do it and come back, but he can't. So now this is a journey for the community, the family, and it's for honestly, it's an issue with us. It's a barrier. It's a problem with us. I'm gonna turn it over to Raenesha and Jay with the ish. Y'all help me out.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
So me, I'm a little bit different. My opinions are a little bit different when it comes to music, but I definitely do agree that these things have ratings for a reason, like rated PG. Like this is very adult content, right? I feel like as Black people, right? I feel like we spend a lot of time trying to prove ourselves to others. So I feel like too much of our time, which can be mentally taxing, is oh, we need to have this good music because other people already look at us as this, that. They think we're this, they think we're that, which is true. But I feel like no matter how we carry ourselves, no matter what type of music that we listen to, no matter how we dress in public, no matter what we do, we're going to be seen as what we're seen as because we've been seen as this for so long, right? You're just going to be whatever you are in a suit. You're going to be whatever you are with a relaxer. You're going to be whatever you are listening to whatever kind of music that we create, right? So even through that, I also feel like there's not an issue with fun music, right? But I think it's important because to me, it's just like a bullshit ass song, just fun to just be kind of with just loosen up, crazy stuff, whatever. So So I think within that, it's important to understand how it can affect us mentally, which is the conversation that we're having, and to be sure that you keep in mind that all of this is just entertainment. This is not real life. This is just me driving in my car to my 9 to 5, listening to some trap music about, drugs, alcohol, just a fairy tale land, which is why it's not for children. The children thing, I just don't agree with at all because they don't have the capacity. They don't have the capacity to understand that this is fake. This is just entertainment. This is just the way some people just express different things that they have going on, or just, And also, as a woman, a piece of that for me is liberating in a way, because as women, we're told so often to be ashamed of your body parts. You can't be too loud with your desires, your sexual desires. A lot of sex is about what men do to you, not necessarily what you can do to men, or we're just taught to kind of be cute, be sit back, be seen, not be heard, and satisfy other people. So that's kind of just my take on it. But the kids, I just can't get down with that. I can't get down with that. Kids definitely don't need to be listening to that at all, especially on social media. Posting your kids listening to that on social media, and then they're listening to it, and then you wonder why, like you said, your kids are running around singing a song or dancing a certain way, or talking about certain things, or watching certain things on TV or on the phone or on YouTube, or sometimes porn sites. Like it's a continuum for children because they don't have the mental capacity. So, but that's just my take.
All right.
Jay, what about you?
Um,
It's getting hot in here.
um, okay, I did take a sip. I did. Well, I guess my intake is a little different because I actually my nephew's brother, they are rappers. So and music is just like a journal. You express your thoughts and your feelings. So I go back into the silence thing. These this is what people had built up all along. You know what I'm saying? So now they have a platform. They have their
Mm,
music. They have their voice. They have their their social media. They have all that. So so I I understand. I can put it that way. So I understand them expressing themselves. If you listen to the lyrics, far as the little baby and you know, Kendrick Lamar. So I'm more of like a J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, somebody that don't talk about you know, shooting a trap house up or selling drugs or prostitution or whatever. But I like the beat. I think some people like they can go somewhere and they bobbing and they jamming, and that's because they actually listen to the beat. Cause I can tell you, I'll be in there
yeah,
hey, but I couldn't tell you what they saying at all. Like
yeah,
I
me
be I
too.
I'm one of those people that I'll be and don't even be really saying the words. You know what I'm saying? So like so I think and I know it's a lot of people like me out there that actually just kind of vibe with the beat. So that's one of my intake on it. The second intake is more so people expressing themselves. I don't because I know one of the rappers went to the schools and she kind of stuck her middle finger up. I don't
Uh-uh.
think, yeah. They talked about her. They talked about her. She didn't stick her middle finger up at the kids. They was trying to say she stuck her middle finger up at the kids, and then some of the things they were saying on social media that why would the school with the red hair? Yeah, her with the red hair.
You know she would.
I forgot her name. It's on the because she's a new rapper. I haven't heard her. I really have not heard her music, but
Someone said, "Is it
oh,
Sexy
Sexy
Red?"
Red, yeah,
I've never
that's it.
heard of
Her
her
name.
either.
I never heard of her, but she's very popular and she's have been ringing social media. Like, but I'm
Hmm.
not defending her, but in her defense, like the camera was facing towards her and she just stuck her middle finger up. It wasn't directly towards the kids. She was just sticking her finger up. But what caught my attention was that they said that why would the principal and superintendents invite, she was at the BET Awards showing out. Yeah, she was.
Hmm.
Um, why would they invite her to the school? But my thing is that okay, my intake on that. So that's what I'm bringing to the table. My intake on that is that I have a, in a way it's like when I had like people come to like Go Yayo and different peoples from our area and all that come to the school performs and stuff like that. But my my ultimate like, let me see, how can I put this? It was just more so, is I'm lagging? Let me see.
No.
Oh, it just seemed like I am. Well, they bring that, I would say, far as like excitement. It kind of like get the kids going and pumped and that's the thing.
Hmm.
That's the new norm now. So y'all gotta also understand. I always tell you guys all the time, like the generation has changed. Even though we don't agree with it, it has changed. So that's our new norm now. Kids, first of all, kids are raising kids. So how would they know? They 15 years old having babies. So come on, what you think? We don't have, you remember back in the days, we used to have teacher that's 60 and 70 years old. We don't have that anymore. Our teachers are now 22, 21. So if our teacher is involved in TikTok and in in the trend and all that, everything is going based off social media now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nothing is not where you learning from home anymore. It's just straight from like social media now. So that's my intake on it. I do think I don't disagree with how they express themselves. That's their life. I can't judge them. Don't. But the only thing I can do is like you say, be respectful of the kids, but shoot, hell, they own parents not being respectful. You want me to cross my legs and close my mouth, but they mama over there twerking and shaking their ass. So don't don't make me be uncomfortable and just, I'm not saying me, but I'm just saying like I can understand where a person coming from. Like you want me to go out there, be professional. Oh, kids, make sure you make good grades and things like that. But their
Hmm.
their mother not even sitting there doing their ABCs with them, or their mother not even sitting there reading a book with them. So it's like um, they expect so much out of these artists, but hey, they parents agree with it. So that's my little intake on it.
And I feel like that's only the expectation when it comes to black music, right? Like I feel like nobody's hollering at
I
what's
disagree
the
with that
girl?
because
Clary something, what is her
69,
name? With pop music. But that's
well,
black culture music. It's still hip hop. I'm talking about, and he still does hip hop though, is what I'm saying. Not necessarily black people, but that's part of black culture. But what's the girl who did the I kissed the girl and I liked it? What's her name?
Katy
Um,
Perry.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Mhm.
I don't really hear people talking about how Katy Perry should be more of a role model to the children and all these different things. And she's in her music video with ice cream on her naked titties. You know what I'm saying? All their children are listening to it. I just feel like that's really more of a thing when it comes to hip hop and rap music.
But
So for me,
who's
that's
our
very
most
interesting. I don't know.
critics though? If you look in the blogs, you don't see mostly right white folks coming. We our own critics. We our own person
Yeah.
that bash each other. So you can't expect
Yeah.
a white person do this and we our own critics. Like we the main person that's gonna put ourselves down. You don't see no white person put the next white person down. You don't see like white people shooting at each other. We our own critics. So we only can fault ourselves for the things that's happening in this world because it's happening to us and we doing it to us. you know so it's like you're not going to hear it on other platforms and other social media and other race because they know, they
I don't know.
understand the
I'd have to say,
formation
like,
of.
when WAP came out, everybody was.
Well, yeah, and I mean the song that I brought up and considered to that one is like just an inch
Who's
on
the
to
artist?
just an inch.
Who's
So
the
Yeah.
artist?
that's
Hmm.
it. Just a little bit. That's all.
I can't remember her
Who's the
name.
artist?
Who knew?
Who's the artist to the Roberta? Who the artist that was singing
I
that?
can't
You
remember her
you saw
name.
you saw part of the song, but
I don't know who sang that. I don't know. All I know is I didn't hear it
She's a
twice.
new artist.
I've heard a guy ask me, like, what do you think about that? And I was like, what? And they was like, yeah, just, just it's a hot song. And I was like, what did he say? And I thought he was tripping. I thought it was a joke. You know, I'm just saying, I thought it was a joke. Like, what? Said what? They said the boot. What you that you lied to me? But then when I heard it, I was like,
did you listen to the okay, let me ask you this. When you listen to the beat, did your head move? Not the lyrics. No, that's not what
oh,
I'm
it's on.
asking
You
you.
know what? I'll tell
No,
you
that's
the truth.
not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, did
The
you
beat is
I
live though,
really
Jay. The beat is live.
no. It's on. That's how this catch you. That's what it catch you. No, it's
I
Hmm.
know,
only
but
gotta
I'm
be
asking you, Roberta, did you
just
vibe with
like
the beat?
hey, just like WAP, just like bobblehead. We can go back and back and back. Give me that.
Ooh, not bobblehead.
Give me that. All of that.
I
Right?
bet you was
All
in
of
there
them
like,
came from bomb beats. But
I
if
bet
you
you was
listen to
like
what they were
this.
saying, you're like, oh, wait a minute. I might not shouldn't be in here. But yeah, they do got a beat. Yeah, it does have a beat to it. But I'm just
And
saying,
even
I was like, wait a minute, I didn't think it was like I said it
that
was
song
no
happens to be Sexy Red.
Oh,
uh
it's sexy red too. So that's her. See,
oh
that
that's
Sexy
shit is
her
Red
on right
too.
there, dog.
and Take
Yes,
Keith.
that's her.
It's called what? Take it.
So no, it's Sexy Red and Take Keith.
It's sexy red what?
And Take
Featuring
Keith, the
Take Keith.
artist.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the
Mhm.
guy. I just heard her just do her little part. I was like, okay.
I'm out here in
And
Miami. I'm looking for the sugar daddies, hoochie
what?
daddies, something.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
Okay, well,
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to
you
get
know
into
what?
listen to
it.
it. It's
But
very
I really
vulgar.
appreciate the whole deal. I appreciate everybody's view on that because actually, the thing is, it is entertainment. It is entertainment, and but like I said, the other part of it is some people unfortunately don't take it as just entertainment.
Well, that's
Hmm.
their job. They market themselves, and
Yeah,
that's
no,
how
I'm talking about
they
within
do.
our community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about within our community. Some of them will be like, Sexy Red said. You see what?
Yeah.
And you be like, what? Wait a minute. She said no, or like WAP said, no, get the mop. No, what we doing?
Well, back in the days, um, see, and that's what I don't get with people because um people complain about the situation, but they don't do nothing about it. I remember back in the days they used to vote and they used to go in and say, "Hey, we don't approve of this, or we don't do that, or we don't." It's nothing. So I think that you know the older generation have gave up. They like, okay, I'm gonna let these young folks. I hear my aunts say it all the time. Well, I'm just gonna let you young folks have it, and they go and they get put up in their house. So it's like they already done wrap their life up early. So and I be like, Annie, I remember you used to get out a lot. Like you used to go out and do stuff. She be like, no, y'all got it. Y'all got too much going on. And I'm just, if you wanna talk with me, I'm going with this Netflix. You just sit and I feel like that's not fair either. But hey, we know how to protest for gun violence. We know how to protest for this, but we don't know how to protest for our kids' education
Or our communities.
or our community. So
What?
it's like uh you want me to take this serious, but we also got other stuff. You want everything focused on this, but we got other stuff that needs to be fixed and taken care of too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's crazy, man. So yep, everyone is giving up.
Well, I ain't gonna lie,
Everyone
I
is
like the
giving up.
song. But if I had kids, my kids wouldn't be listening to it for sure.
I like beats. So if it got to catchy beats, I'm sure I'm gonna like it.
It is.
But
It do got a kid me.
yeah, but it's not something that I don't know. I just don't listen to music for the lyrics because I already know what this generation is all about. Like, come
Well, the
on
thing
now.
about it is, though, like I know people always say like this generation, but this kind of music has been going on for a long time. Like I literally saw a music video from like the 1920s of a black lady talking about her PUSSY and doing all these different things with it, and that was literally like the 1920s. So I
I
don't
think,
think much as like this
but
generation or the newer, because
honestly,
every generation that's said, right?
I think this generation's more exposed with it. I think they was low key hoes. If that makes sense. Like
I do
they
think
was
that they were
they
Who
was
they
low
call
just
they
for
big
they
mama?
was
adults,
some
just for
they
adults,
was
but
some
not for
they
kids.
was some classy they was some classy hoes.
But
This generation,
you ain't calling big mama them hoes or abuela
well,
them
say
hoes.
if the shoe fit,
Well,
say,
look,
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Big Mama might have been, and that's okay because that's her business. You know what I'm saying? She did her
yeah,
business,
because
Mm-hmm.
if
like
Big Mama
she
get
did her business.
down, see T-shirt in my penny song, and she said it sexy. She said it with class. She said T-shirt in my penny song. Now with this generation,
I
yeah,
personally find them either way
no,
though.
Ain't
I
no.
no,
can see them
hey,
either
ain't
way.
no
But
pennies
I'm
in
gonna
the
I'm gonna
nickel.
show I'm gonna show y'all the difference. See, back then she had it real classy. She said T-shirt in my penny song. That was really classy,
Right.
classic. Very
Class.
classy. But now I
Class.
bust that see open, wide open, pull it down, throw it out,
But
bounce it back, then I drive over.
around the same time as T-shirt and panties, you had Lil Kim. We had her too. Like that, it was still there. It was there, and she
Yeah.
had so much backlash when she first started making her music. You even had Nelly back in the was that the 90s or
But
the
No, that
early
shit
two
been
but
trying
thousands
to
but
with
boy.
that
look,
music video that got banned for the credit
no,
card swipe?
but
It was
let me
there.
tell you
It
something.
was
I'm gonna tell
there.
you with them, they wasn't exclusive with it. You know what I'm saying? Like even if they did say it was like a cup, like three times. Like milkshake. The
It
kids
was
don't
a
know what
show.
milkshake
Yeah.
means. Like
Yeah.
my
But I ain't
milkshake
talking about
brings out a
milkshake. I'm talking
no.
about Nelly, whose whole
I'm
music
just
video
saying
got banned
I'm
with
just saying
credit
in
card swipes like
general.
somebody ass.
I'm just saying in general, they hear certain things from their kids. Like my milkshake, the kids
Oh
don't know
yeah.
what milkshake means. Nowadays, they like my spring gall that put it in the bra, write it on a penis. The kids know what that means. They not
Mm-hmm.
hiding it. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? The kids
but
on
that's
there.
what the lady was talking about in the song that I said from the 20s. She literally was saying she had a big fat pussy and she wanted to do
Oh,
all these different things to it, and he needed to come fuck it and suck on it. That's literally what she said in the 20s.
Okay, but
So
how often
I don't know. I wasn't in the
did they
20s.
really hear it? You know what I'm saying? How often?
I don't
I,
know.
I guarantee you it didn't make number one. Today,
I don't even know if they
my
had radio.
then she would
But
have
they
had
didn't
a
have
hit.
radios.
shoot, I guarantee you it
She
didn't
would
make
have had a
number
hit.
one nowhere. But
She would have had a
today,
hit. She
today
would have
it's
had
a
a hit.
hit. It's going number one. Go on set, open flash. I rip out. That's
Oh,
going number
I just
one.
got messages that the lady I'm talking about was actually a real hooker too back then. So my whole point is I want us to stop acting like this is new though. Like this isn't just this
I'm
generation.
not.
This stuff
I'm
is
not.
going on. It
I'm
might be
not
like
acting like
more
it's
broad
new.
because we have social media and we have more YouTube and we it's more easily accessible. So it might seem like it's worse than what it used to be, but it's always been there. Especially back in like the Little Kim
Right.
days when it first started
Well,
kicking off and
okay. The thing is, when you talk about prostitution, that's the oldest trade known to man, right?
yes.
It's been prostitute. But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is,
I know.
at this point, there's not even no negation of what if it is prostitution. I say it that way. So it may be, like you said, maybe get some liberation. We don't know. We don't know. We really don't.
Could be.
But I
Don't
think
get off
if we
the
stick
music. The kids
to,
don't need to hear it.
no.
I just can't believe that. That's crazy to me.
And the question is again, mentally, that's really like where how far can you go with that? How far can you
Yeah.
go with that? You know what I'm saying? Because like yesterday was Love Day. So if
I didn't know that.
that goes to the to the question of is sex love or
Mhm.
sex and love is love? Which is it?
Depends on the person. Depends on the person and who
Okay.
you doing it with.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I was about to say that. It depends
Okay.
because yeah, because sex can be you can have sex with someone you love, so that is a romantic. That's a different type of connection.
I don't think
So,
sex is love.
Okay. I'm just saying how it could become gray if we got overexposure to things that make it like, oh, this is what it is.
That
You
is
know
true.
how what I mean? It can make
Desensitized.
it,
Yeah, for sure.
your mind can play tricks with you, like, well, I'm just gonna do this, or like you say, bust it open. I'm just gonna this what I'm doing with this, and this. And so then how do you come back? Where you come back? How do you come
Right.
back? Just like with drugs, how do you come back? And I'm saying that's when you don't realize the reality of it, that it is just entertainment. Am I making sense? I don't know if I'm making
You're making
sense.
perfect sense. Yes, you
Yeah,
are. You
because
are.
I'm just
You are.
saying, I
Yeah,
believe.
that's why when I started talking, I was like, it's very important to be mindful of what you're listening to and understanding how it really can affect you. Not even just when you're listening to it, but when you're not listening to it. So there are times where like I might take a mental break and I just won't listen to music at all. There's times where if I'm like overly stressed or I have a lot of stresses going on around me, I won't listen to that kind of music. I'll listen to classical with just piano instruments, or I'll listen to like meditative music, or I'll just listen to gospel because I notice when I listen to more hip hop, I'm more in a up type of rah rah type of mood most of the time, which does not help me when I'm stressed. So it definitely can affect, and it's very important to just be mindful of where you are and what you're listening to, and understanding how it can affect you for sure as a
yeah.
person, because it affects everybody differently, right? Especially depending on the type of mental state you're in. Um, but for me, like and as a child, I didn't have obviously the mental capacity that I have now or the understanding that I have now. So as a child, I took the music a lot more serious. I listened to it too when I was a kid. Edited, of course. Mom didn't let me listen to the unedited versions, or she would listen to the unedited versions when I went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't understand then. I didn't understand then that it was this is just entertainment. This is nothing that's supposed to be taken seriously. So like and looking back, I can see how some of the music did affect my mental and how I looked at myself and how I looked at love and sex and people and drugs. Alcohol was never really like an option for me, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely we have to stress that it's entertainment and that's what it is, and to not take it any further and to just realize that that's what it is. It's just entertainment.
Yeah,
To not take it overboard, right? Um so yeah.
And then
Okay.
I also noticed like for this to be like one of the most controversial type of industries, right? Like hip hop, rap, those type of things. I noticed that it has one of the biggest influences on not even just black people, but people in general. Like black culture, hip hop, rap, all that is one of the most heavily influenced industries worldwide. Honestly, if we being honest, like you got people across other countries that listen to it, that try to live by it, that are just heavily influenced by Black American culture. Um, so for it to be one thing, on one hand, but then everybody loves it and everybody's living by it and it influences everything and everybody piggybacks off of it. That's just a very interesting correlation for me.
It's a lot of
Very,
power in it. That's what it
yes.
is. It's a lot of
And
power in it.
and then I
Uh,
also noticed like when you think about like Miley Cyrus and the ones that kind of grew up in like an innocent look or had like the innocent music or the teenage music, like when they step into their adulthood, they always do like music with a hip hop artist or a rap artist because it is so vulgar. It's adult content, so it kind of shifts their image, right, from this innocent, cute little Disney Channel girl to now that I've done hip hop music and I'm talking about popping my pussy and all doing all these different things. Now I'm an adult, and then they kind of just creep back into the pop era once they have that new image and they don't do rap or hip hop anymore. So I think that's a very good intake. I mean, a very interesting thing that I've noticed in the music industry on how also hip hop and rap is utilized for other people's gain, and then they just kind of go back to their corner.
yeah, yeah. I think it burns and crashes. They're real bad, so that's why they back on up off of it. Because it's intense, it's
Mm-hmm.
an intense thing. Very intense, especially if that's what your 100% lifestyle is. We even got one with Justin. He's been in and out of a lot of stuff, and just the way almost his neighbors didn't even want to be his neighbors. So that's cold. That's saying a lot about your influence and possibly what has influenced you. Um, Now, Jackie, there's a lot of Hispanic songs that integrate rap as well. How does that affect the Hispanic community? Or
Well, I will say that for like me, for me and my brother, for like my generation, like my cousins and us, we didn't. Well, I could say for me and my brother, we didn't grow up um, with our parents listening to any rap. It's all like kind of like Spanish country kind of type of music. Um, it's there's so many genres of Spanish, but I don't know. I think as a kid, I didn't really process the lyrics until I was older and really listened to the lyrics. I was like, oh my God, I didn't ever realize that the song was talking about this. um, and I think because most of the time we were dancing to it, we weren't really sitting to really listen to, what the lyrics were saying. Anytime we were listening to music. And then also in the car, most of the time my mom would play gospel music as well. So my mom, I can say for my parents, they were very careful about what we would listen to. And once I was able to, control, like download my own music and stuff like that, my mom had to listen or make sure that what I was downloading wasn't vulgar and things like that, and wanted to know what it was talking about. And she would have me delete music, like, no, you're not going to listen to that. No, that's not okay. So I can speak for that for my parents, especially really my mom. They were very hands on and very cautious with what we were listening to. Um, so I don't know. I think it's different for every, different Hispanic families. Because my husband, like for his family, they grew up listening to all kinds of stuff and singing it too and stuff like that. And I mean, they could cuss in their house, like since they were kids. And I never understood that. And I was like, why is that okay? Like, it's not okay. Like, I'll be damned if I'm cussing around my parents. Like, to even to this day, if I cuss around my dad, I'm like, oops, I'm sorry, dad. It's just a respect thing. But for him and his siblings, that's just how they talk around their parents. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I told my husband, I said, what the kids know, they're not cussing. They're not doing none of that. No, it's a respect. I'm not gonna be oblivious to the fact that they're gonna do it with their friends, but around us, you know. And like I said, I'm very cautious of what I listen to around my kids, and my husband is too. We have like a specific playlist that's kid friendly for them. So it's different, you know, with every Hispanic family culture, because you have Mexican, you have Dominican, you have my dad's from El Salvador, and yeah, it's just it's very different. Um, I didn't ever know about Spanish hip hop until I was way older. Like I
Yeah.
didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. Well, just like Jackie, the reason why I asked, because like Renisha said, like Pet Bull, you guys got Pet Bull, you got so many other artists that you can listen to that are Hispanic. They're Hispanic songs, but they got a major influence of urban, of our rap music in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can hear it now more, and just like with the African culture, this, well, like Renisha said, it's all Renisha was saying, it's all cultures now. India, they got rap. Everybody's rapping. So it's a major. It's just interesting to know, like, what is the influence of it. Um, Now, before we end out, you guys had anything else to put out there, or any other thought?
Mm,
Someone asks, what's the appropriate age for your kids to listen to music? Since I love rap music.
Okay. Well, you know what? I can't say I didn't listen to rap. I have not said that tonight. Period. I am a Glorilla fan. That's my new rap artist that I love. So let me tell you my personality. That song just took me a little off. So what I would say, be mindful. Now there is what they call kids pop, and kids pop, you can look up all the songs, and it's a clean
Mhm.
version.
mm-hmm.
And so that's always there. That's kids. It's called kids pop. You can always look up whichever song, and it's there, because the truth is, it's like Jay said, it's the rhythm of the music. Now, with the song that I did name, and the same with WAP,
Mhm.
it's really not too much cutting and cleaning you can do to it. It's just too straightforward. It ain't like my milkshake bring all the boys to the yard. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what he was talking about. Give me that Becky. We still didn't know what he was talking about. Chicken head. We didn't know what that. We
That
didn't
was
know.
that was my song. It was catchy.
Mine's too. And you know, I
It's
think
catchy.
I was so innocent that I didn't know what it meant forever and ever until my friends told me. And I was like, well, what is
I've
that?
had that
I'm like,
experience too.
what is that even? What do you mean? What is that? So
So
again, I was very oblivious to a
Mhm.
lot of stuff. And that was because my parents were very mindful of what I was listening to around them.
Mhm. Me
Um,
too.
and watching and who I was hanging around with and things like that. I won't go as far as to say like they were helicopter parents. They weren't. They were just very like she'll when she gets older, she'll find it out, you know, and maybe she'll ask me, maybe she won't. But for now, while I can control it, I'm gonna control it, and I'm gonna keep my kids innocent as long as I can. And I think that's kind of my take with my kids as well. I mean, I know once I didn't realize that I had my hip hop playlist instead of like my pop playlist playing. And my kid, and I was sometimes I can tone out, like if I'm very focused of where I'm driving to. And they were
Mhm.
like, Mom, it said that. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I am listening to the wrong playlist. I am so sorry. I changed it and I put it, or I'll put Spanish music too. Because my kids, unfortunately, they are, I don't know if y'all have ever heard the term no sabo kids, which means they don't know Spanish. My kids feel so bad about my kids. They don't know Spanish. But so I can listen to Spanish music and not be worried about, them asking, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? So I can kind of get away with the Spanish music, right? But again, I kind of like take the role of like how my parents did it, kind of
Mm-hmm.
keeping them as innocent as possible. Of
Let me
course,
answer
being
the
was
question real quick.
sensitive.
Um, Let me go ahead and answer the question real quick. To answer the question, it's just basically like, to me, my daughter's two, so she don't understand. She heard the beat, she see that. To me, that this is just my opinion. Okay, I really don't care about nobody else's opinion, but this is my opinion. My daughter is two, and she see that her mom's just dancing. I'm not saying I listen to my music or whatever I listen to, but she see her mom happy when she dance or when she vibing. So that's the only thing she understand, that she's happy, she's vibing, she's dancing. I think when it starts to get to a point where your kids understand the lyrics, I think that's when it becomes a problem to me. Like I wouldn't be listening to um these verses that's actually going into details on private parts, and your kids is 11, 12. You know what I'm saying? So um that's pretty much my intake on the question. So I was messaging people, asking them, telling them about the topic, and they was texting me back. So
That's good
Okay.
stuff. I would say for me, even though I'm not a parent, if I were to be a parent, Jay, you got a good point. I like that. I can agree with that. And then for me, it would probably be 17 when I know they already know about it anyway, for the most part, or might be having sex already, or those type of things. But I would definitely have a conversation for sure about it and be like, hey, I know you're very impressionable at this age, whether you agree or think you are or not. If you're listening to this and you want to start listening to this kind of music, probably are with your friends anyway. Just understand that this is not serious. This is not something that you should be taking with you everywhere you go, or taking it into the bedroom with you if you do or not have sex with a boyfriend or whatever. Like, this is just entertainment. In terms of sex, that's something that you should explore yourself, if that's what you choose to do, and see what it means for you, and figure out what your form of liberation is and what you want sex to look like and your pleasure. But don't let nobody else tell you. Don't take this music serious, because it's just entertainment.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's my take on it.
Yeah. Um, Well, sisters, before we end, I just wanted to say, because I know we got one more week before the month is over. So I just wanted to offer some advice, which is if you feel like you need help, and this is just to our audience, seek support. There's a lot of support groups online now since COVID. So there's a lot of support places that you can seek support for whatever your situation is. Um, and then take time to be healthy, to balance out your day, to be aware of your thoughts, aware of what's coming into your thoughts. Develop a plan, have a routine. When everything is chaotic, it's kind of hard on your mental health. So be aware of that. If things are so chaotic that you can't catch your mental health, be aware of that. Set boundaries and say no. Set some boundaries. Set boundaries. It's okay to be able to say, not today, or I'm not able to do it, or no. It's perfect to say no. I even tell people it's okay to throw your stuff away. Some people are hoarders, or they keep stuff forever, and they're like, "What I do is no, it's okay. It's okay to get rid of things that are taking up your energy." And then take care of your body and your mind. And I'll add in your soul because it's a three-part deal. So take care of your mind, body, and soul. That's all I had to do to say for tonight. We really appreciate you all, and I'm gonna give my co-host an opportunity to come back and close us out.
Thank y'all for listening. Catch us next Monday, same time, same place.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And email us any questions you might have. Cheers. Dang, I wish I had my wine.
And salute.